Matt, a really good win this afternoon and one that ultimately we deserved.
We definitely deserved it, but I find it hard how to describe parts of that game, i.e. the goals. We were so dominant, I felt, start that game, and it's a counter-attack when we're thinking about best case scenario and scoring in terms of first goal, and then we worked so hard to get back in the game and another good set piece, and then a calamitous second goal. Look, players make mistakes, I've got no problem with that, but we just played backwards and sideways in dangerous areas too often in that first half, and you might have heard me screaming, play the ball forward, and you just needed a little bit of an old school mentality in that back line to get the ball away from the mess, and we were creating mess on the back of that as well. So look, that's where we were at half time. I just had to say we've had enough experience of being behind in games, and we've gone further behind and been too desperate too soon. And second half we were just so responsible in our approach in terms of what was needed. We were there ever on the pitch, we were never open for counter-attack, and we just wore them down with a little bit of quality in terms of Robbie's delivery for Ryan's goal, and then just a ball over their back line for a foot race with Ryan. But there was some positive performances in that second half. We weren't bad in the first half, but I've said that too often when we've been beaten. The scoreline didn't reflect what we deserved in that first half.
I mean, what were you thinking at half time after? They didn't really put it wrong apart from.
Well, we made mistakes. Let's be honest, and it's exaggerated where you're a little bit under pressure. And now look, Jacko will hold his hand up for the second goal in terms of he thought Jacko was closer and so on and so forth. But there was just too many times we could have cleared the ball away from those dangerous positions and got the ball in, let's be honest, in positions on that pitch where you want it to be. And we were just more determined to put the ball in areas in that second half. Better on second balls, and we're more structured off the back of that as opposed to being open, and it only takes a little bit of quality or a little bit of luck or even a scruffy goal like our third goal in terms of the lead up to the penalty to get you back in the game, getting your head. Full credit to that group of players, because to go behind they didn't feel they deserved that, and then to go in at half time behind they didn't feel they deserved that. But in football you get what you deserved, and we certainly, if we make mistakes like that, then we deserve to be behind.
Let's talk about that cross for the second goal. That's exactly what we brought Robbie Wilmot in to do.
It is, and on his left foot as well. Look, we had to move him from the right side quite early on the back of Page's injury, so he moved around the pitch a little bit today, but I think he showed his quality. Look, you always want to stand here as a manager and say your signings are working, but if there's anything he got brought into the club for, it was that end product. I thought his responsibility in terms of his legs and his competing was excellent all day today, and he'll only get better once he starts learning our ways. But that was a moment of quality, a ball bouncing on his left foot, and he just put it exactly where Ryan needed it. So delighted for Robbie in terms of his home debut. Shame no one was here to see it, but also delighted for Ryan because that was a big goal for him, because he worked so hard at the top of the pitch and he was outstanding on Tuesday, and he wants his rewards, which are goals.
Lewis Page has had wretched luck, hasn't he? How is he?
Well, let's assess it. These they're not niggles, these little strains are going to keep on happening. When you sat on a bus before a game for 7 hours and sat on a bus afterwards for 7 or 8 hours, and he didn't start the game on Tuesday, but it's just a stress on the body, and obviously Pagey with his history of hamstring injury, he just felt it tighten up. It was a hell of a tackle. It was probably a goal-saving tackle at that point, but it's another body which we probably can't afford to lose at this moment in time. But I actually felt we responded well in terms of shifting the shape around. It's something you don't want to do too much, but people keep saying, why do you keep changing a winning team? We have to. These lads are at such a low at the moment. It's a shame to see people get injured, and unfortunately we picked up Rory on Tuesday, which was a freak injury, and then Pagey today in relation to a muscle.
Matt Jay's penalty, I mean, come on, you must be giving a cardiac arrest.
Okay, MJ's, we said to MJ at the start, he's got to back his way, and that's MJ's way of taking a penalty. But when the keeper stands there for as long as he did and gets a stud on it, he keep backing himself. Another goal for MJ, improved that tally. Another good performance from him. Delighted he put it in. And like I say, he's got to keep backing his way, and his way of taking penalties is to watch where the keeper moves. When the keeper doesn't move, I don't know what he decides on, where he decides on putting a ball, and it certainly makes you nervous, but it went in.
I think you mentioned it on Tuesday, our record of at half time, if we've been winning or losing, we haven't lost.
I know, but I was so pleased with the first half performance, but then you can't be pleased with performance and getting beat 2-1 or 1-0. I thought we were excellent today, I really did. But the scoreline doesn't reflect that. We should have been more comfortable than we were. But then that's probably a bigger confidence booster than if you just win a game 3-0. We've come back from behind against a good team twice, and a team who are in outstanding form in this league.
Yeah, it's not a bad place to be ahead of Tuesday, so they must be really confident.
Yeah, and look, and great to see Joel back on the pitch. It's important I say that. He's been frustrated the last month or so, and he's been a big player for us. You could see, when we needed some legs and energy, bringing Joe Randall and Ben Seymour on, and Ryan just does what he does, and it just nullified their threat to a certain extent. And I was pleased with the way we defended our goal second half.